Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our wonderful webinar on Vervana. Um, I am Duncan McGowan from Punta Pacifica Realty. With us is Carlos Oriac from Vervana and Heidi, who's also from Punta Pacifica Realty, and she will be helping us with questions and answers, and also the person that you would be reaching out to try and get the additional information on what we'll be talking about today. So, from anyone joining us from North America, I hope it's a beautiful spring day for you guys. Nice that winter is loosening its grip on North America. Down here in Panama, we are in our summer. Um, and I'm just gonna go a little bit through some of the sort of procedures for the question and answer, just so everybody is clear on everything. We actually have the chat disabled for the Q&A for the webinar, I mean, but there is another button that's Q&A. And if you click on that button, you should be able to ask any questions that you want during the webinar. Heidi will be answering the questions as they come up. And at the end of the webinar, we're going to have a question and answer session. And in this session, we will actually read all these questions aloud because I know that there's always questions that other people want answers to and they want to know the responses. But before I kind of keep yapping on a little bit, I'm going to pass it on to Carlos so he can introduce himself, say a little bit about himself, and then we'll pass it on to Heidi so she can introduce herself as well.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Carlos. I am the commercial director for Vervana. I've been with the project for the last 2 years. I was part of all of the product design, business development, marketing, legal, sales. This is a little bit my baby. So I'm really, really happy that everybody's here. Looking forward to meeting her because I think Vervana is a woman. She's got all those nurturing conservation features. 25-year-old, I would say. That's how I see her. And I am really, really happy that Duncan provided us this space to share with you about this wonderful project in Playa Venao.
Perfect. And Heidi, if you want to say a couple words.
Yes, I want to welcome everybody to the webinar. Thank you all for joining. I recognize some names here. I've already been in touch with some of you. I think you're going to get some very valuable information with this webinar today, both on the phase one, which we've already launched and began construction, and phase two that we're just starting getting the information out. So welcome all. I'm a senior property advisor for Punta Pacifica Realty, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. After the webinar, feel free to get in touch with me and I will make time for all of you.
So yeah, normally for anybody that's joined us before on these webinars, it's usually just me going on and talking. But in this situation, Carlos is such an expert on the project. I thought I'm going to bow out and pass the presentation on to my friend Carlos, and he will be going through everything for Vanna. And then Heidi and myself, we will reappear again at the end of the presentation to help with questions and answers. So I will pass this on to you, Carlos, and we will be here, both Heidi and myself, answering any questions that may appear. So it's all yours, my friend.
Thank you, Duncan. So welcome again, everybody. In front of us, you are looking at right now what phase one and phase two of the Vervana master plan look like. So this right here is our phase one, which includes a 3-story building with 7 apartments per building per floor, all ocean front facing the beach, the beautiful Pacific Ocean, including during this phase the delivery of our amenities, which is an infinity pool over here with uninterrupted views of the ocean, a pool and restaurant bar, a rooftop gym, a signature dining restaurants omakase style. We have our lobby, main entrance, and an owner's lounge. And then towards the back, you will see our phase two, rising 35 meters above the ground. And in this phase, we have 4 buildings, which have 3 apartments in each building. And then the final floor is a penthouse with a private 360 rooftop. And we have 6 models of villas that are vertical duplexes. And they have 1 villa at the bottom, with canopy views and ocean views and a beautiful terrace. And then we have 6 villas on the top, overlooking the ocean with its own private rooftop. So this is our master plan, for our first 2 phases. And here's also the direct beach access to Achotines Bay, which we will be looking a little bit more about in a few minutes. Before we start, I want to show you a video about the destination, which is Venao, where I'm right now. You're going to see that this destination has a lot to offer, including wellness, conservation, bars, restaurants, nightlife. It's a full-on destination built to create connection with one's self, with nature, and with the beautiful community of 800 plus expats that have been discovering this destination little by little, by chance or by luck, I would say, and creating this destination as it goes. 15 years ago, there was nothing here. There was just a little palapa house with an old lady who would fry fish and plantains, and people would come to camp here to surf. And now there's a whole infrastructure built and ready to receive that next wave of investors and people trying to look for that second shot at life and also get that prime appreciation and return on investment from investing in a project like ours that would basically provide the ROI for it to pay for itself. And then you can also have some days for leisure and come and enjoy all this beautiful programming. So I will go ahead and play the video for you. So the word Vervana is a compound word, made up word. Sounds like nirvana, but it's actually coming from the Latin word ver, which means to see, and the Sanskrit vana, that means forest. So it is our homage to contemplating beauty in nature. And as you saw in the video before, there's a lot of beauty here in nature and in the people and in all the activities that you can do. The whales come here from June to October to have their babies, and you see them jumping in the bay from any point and angle that has an oceanfront property view. And the turtles come here to have to the place where they're born. Sometimes you get to see 5,000 turtles at the same time, laying their eggs on the beach. Is beautiful. The turtles cry when they lay their eggs. It's just very, I would say, mystical and magical. And then there's a lot of surfing and a lot of wellness people. The gastronomy here is delicious. You find all your Mediterranean cuisine, your freshly caught tuna from this is the tuna coast of Panama. The continental drop is really close by to the shore. So the tuna is here, freshly caught, and you have the most delicious sashimis in a Japanese restaurant that it's called Cantina, which you guys all should visit whenever you come. And there's a Roman Italian that opened a pizza place. We get one of the best tiramisus that I've ever tried. And I've been around the world, I would say. Really good pizza. You got all your prime steaks because this area in Panama, which is the Azuero Peninsula, now that we have the map here, I'll show you, which is this peninsula over here, is where most of the prime steaks are. The prime grass-fed cattle is grown. So we get everything fresh from town. I would say directly 30 minutes away. And then over here in this region, which is called Boquete, is where all we get all our fresh vegetables. So this is just like a 2 hour drive. So everything is organic. The food is very clean, and the lifestyle also promotes a healthy life regarding exercising, whether you want to do yoga, wellness. There's like a super cool Pilates studio that just opened with all the reformer machines. There's also more ancestral practices like Reiki and sound healing. And there's a cool machine that some guys brought from California that gives you therapy based on sound waves. So it is up and coming. It's like a huge playground for people from all ages. And yeah, I'm very, very passionate and in love with this place. And I've been all over Panama and working in so many different projects. So yeah, I'm very passionate to share this with you. So Panama City, as you can see here in the map, is located right here. This is where the Panama Canal is. This is the Atlantic Ocean and this is the Pacific Ocean, because Panama is perpendicular in the map versus North America and South America. So we actually have the Atlantic Ocean to the north and the Pacific Ocean to the south. And then over here you got Costa Rica, and here is Colombia. Uh, Panama Panama City is just a 4 hour drive to to Vervana, a scenic route through the international highway that starts in La Bahía de la Pataya in Ushuaia and takes you all the way to Canada, the Pan American Highway. And then when you get here to this spot specifically, there's a detour that you just make a left and you drive down the peninsula. This is like the little heel, you know, Italy is shaped like a heel, like a not a heel, but like a female shoe. It's yeah. Is Heidi? Is it called a heel? Yeah, well, the back part of the heel, we got like the little same design here going on. So this is like the heel of Panama, I would say. So you go down the heel, and then you arrive to Vervana in a very short drive for 2 hours. If not, which is the way that I always do it, and everybody that I know, and everybody that has purchased, and everybody that lives here do it, is that we have direct flights from Panama City to Pedasi, just 35 minutes away. And these flights are private. It's an airline. It's a commercial airline now. They used to be a private charter airline. So they have the most beautiful Cessnas, Caravan, and Kodiaks, 9-seater, 12-seater, and it's a 35-minute ride from Panama City that you get to see the Panama Canal. When you fly over, you get to see all of the Pacific coast, and sometimes you even see the whales jumping when you're getting closer to Venao if it's the season between June and September. So it's very beautiful. It doesn't really, and then you get to the airport, the local airport, and there's a little VIP lounge where you see all your neighbors and all the people from the community. Catching up, like, hey, we were just here, we were just there. We went over to Colombia and had an amazing weekend, or we were back in the States or in Canada or wherever, and it's a very close, very fun like community to have and to be welcome by at the airport when you're in Panama City, and then when you get to Venao also as well. It's the same thing. Like the people are leaving. Oh my God, where are you going? It is super super nice. So very very short trip via flight trip recommended 100%. Then I think I just mentioned most of these things, but here you can see also another benefit of this community is that there's music festivals that are done 3 times a year, done by one of the artists that built infrastructures in Burning Man in the Red Rock Desert, and they bring the DJs over from Burning Man, and there's like a huge party. It's happening actually right now from the 13th of March until the 29th, and wow, you're walking over by the sand at this property and throughout the whole beach, and there's all these beautiful infrastructures done by different artists. All they're illuminated at night, and they are outstanding during the day. So it becomes like a huge art gallery that you can walk through, and there's music, and there's a market, and people. All of the owners usually come during this time, specifically during the one that's celebrated in March. So you get to see all of your neighbors, and you get to interact with people from everywhere around the world, and it is very, very rich and nurturing to create a lot of new connections and friends. Then Venao is located right here in this beautiful bay to your left. And Achotines Bay, which is the beach where Vervana is located, it's right here, like just 3 minutes away, crossing from one beach to the other. This beach is privileged by nature because all of this used to be, well, some of it is still alive, a coral reef. So it is way different than the volcanic gray. Well, it's not dark gray, it's like a clear gray beach area that you have over here. This is white sand beach on the Pacific Ocean, a crystal pristine clear water. So definitely Vervana being built on this area gives us a very unique access to a beach, which is public because all beaches in Panama are public, but there's only 4 other neighbors, which means that you will be pretty much the only ones there unless there's people coming for some specific celebration, to allow you to enjoy this pristine beach water in the Pacific. I'm telling you, you can go all the way down to 6 meters. How much is 6 meters in feet? Let me see. I would say they say you have to multiply times 3, so like 18 feet all the way down. You see the bottom of the ocean. You're swimming in this beautiful lagoon type beach, right outside of Vervana. This beach also has a second amazing feature, which is this privileged rock formation, which it's a wave breaker that prevents the wave from Vervana to come in to Achotines Bay well, it stops the wave from coming in. So what happens is that this becomes a huge lagoon type beach where there's no waves whatsoever, that you can enjoy and have that pristine dip, if you may. And then if you are like, okay, this is too quiet for me, I really don't want, I need a little bit of more action, then you can just go right over to Venao and have some amazing waves, either for surfing or if you are towards the edges, because Venao is shaped like a deer's hoof. So towards the corner, that's why it's called Venao, because it's like a deer footprint in the sand. If you're in the corners over here, there's no waves because they dissipate towards the corners. And if you're like right here in the center, then that's where you got the surfing waves. So you get to experience all different types of intensity of waves within that beach. And then you can come over here and say, you know what, maybe I'm done for today, but now I'm going back to my beautiful lagoon type beach in Vervana. So it's pretty much the best kept secret in Panama. It's a 394 feet linear beach. And then on the other side of that beach, there is a natural reserve, which means that you have the best neighbors ever, which is all of this part over here to the left. And nobody can build there. Those are 80 hectares. I'm not sure how much 80 hectares is in acres, but I know 20 hectares is 66 acres. So I would say it's 4 times that. It's 180. No, I mean 240 acres of protected reserve. So no one's going to build beside Vervana in the next 80 years to the northeast of the property. Let me clear the drawings here. We just mentioned a lot of this also here. There's 77 species of trees, 66 different species of animals in the protected cove. We are building with a conservative mindset, in the sense that we are preserving 65% of the tropical dry forest in which Vervana is located within those 66 acres. We just signed with the Pro Equasuero Foundation an agreement and a reforestation compensatory agreement just to compensate and regenerate the forest for phase one. Within phase one, we intervene around 30 trees, and we are planting 1,111 trees within the same region of Azuero, not only to compensate, but also to regenerate. So, and this is just phase one. So I would say, our ethos really is we don't bulldoze nature or culture, and we're not just walking, talking the talk, we're walking the walk. I don't know if that's the correct word, but abracadabra means we create as we speak, and there's a lot of abracadabra going on here. So that is very important for you guys to know and for me to share. We spoke about the accessibility just a couple of minutes ago. You can go by airplane, which is my favorite option. You are in Vervana in 35 minutes, plane ride, and then there's like a short 20-minute drive. So it's like a 45-minute total, a 55-minute total travel time to your destination from vibrant and amazing and fun Panama City. So very well connected. And within Vervana, we're going to have so many amenities that are going to be delivered in phase one that are going to allow for you guys to practice all of these activities as well, like swimming, snorkeling. We're going to have all the toys for rental and for use of the owners and their guests for paddleboarding, kayaking. You can go fishing, beachcombing. Everything is going to be available for you. Then these are and all of the other options, day trips you can do. There's like 25 different waterfalls that you can go and discover through jungle trails. You can go horseback riding in the sunset. There's a beautiful pristine beach on an island called Isla Iguana, which wow, it has nothing to envy the Maldives or Turks and Caicos. The water is as you see it. It used to be one of the islands where the U.S. tested bombs during World War II, and then after that ended and the territory was through the Torrijos-Carter Treaty given back to Panama, the Ministry of Environment proclaimed Isla Iguana as a natural reserve. So it has all sorts of birds, like probably 25 to 30 different species of birds that live and nest there. So for all of you bird watchers in this webinar, this is paradise for you. There is iguanas, that's why it's called Isla Iguana, but they're not the regular, green iguanas that you might find in Florida or like the Galapagos iguanas that you will find in South America. These are like blue, they look like volcanic iguanas. Like they are all sort of like, I don't know, you have to see them. They are like all brown, but then they have this little spots of blue and a real nice bright orange. They're very, very unique. And they're like in the middle of the ocean living in this island. The beach is also full with hermitage crabs. So you're like sitting down and you just arrive, you got off the boat and you don't see anything. But then if you stay still, you start seeing that everything is moving. And it's just this huge family of like hermitage crabs that are chilling and trying to get each other's conch to continue to grow. But it's amazing, like all of these core memories that you create and all of this enrichment that you get from just like watching to all of this nature's wonders in Isla Iguana. You can also do stand-up paddle through the mangroves that take you over to Cañas Island, which is where you will see the turtle nesting happen during those months of June through September, and it's a very wonderful experience because I don't know if you guys know, but mangroves are at the basin of rivers before going into the ocean, and this is where all of the marine life starts to grow and happen. So this is a very, very rich area, and without mangroves, basically most of the life, all the tuna, the fish, everything happens here between the end of the river and the beginning of the ocean. It's called a delta. So this area is also protected. We have 7 types of mangroves here, 2 of them endangered species, and it's just a beautiful tour to do either with a guide or if you are adventurous enough for doing it through kayaking or paddling. And let me see. All right, and that was a little bit about the destination. I hope I I didn't bore you guys too much. I hope I got you excited and share a little bit about this beautiful place in Panama, up and coming. And I really just want to get into the product right now so that you guys can get a really nice idea of what it looks like. So Vervana is not only a great product, but it is also built by the best developers in the country. Chares Capital and Valor Development, I think Heidi and the team of Punta Pacifica Realty will be more than happy to share them, to share with you their website links, perhaps in the Q&A section or later in the follow-up email that they will be sharing with you. But Charles Capital has been developing hospitality properties in Panama since 2016. They have more than 375 keys in five of the most of the destinations that are established as the ones for more development potential within Panama, including Boquete Highlands, the archipelagos of Bocas del Toro, El Valle de Anton, which is the crater of a volcano, Panama City, and here in Playa Venao. And then Valor Development is one of the high-end luxury developers in Panama. They have most of their projects in Panama City are built in the top-tier neighborhoods with the most luxury finishes within the country. So you got 7 projects in Costa del Este, 6 more in Santa Maria. They have 3 projects in Casco Viejo, which is the old town, and they are partnering with us to build here in Playa Venao now as well. So this also tells you that we are not only trying to create a project out of nowhere, we are bringing in the best of the best to build this project for you. And it is going to have the same level and the same building finishes from all of these really, really high-end projects, which I'm sure that Heidi can, share some of them if you guys want to see, the quality of the work that they do. Also, not only being developed by the best, but who else would design our beautiful Vervana being a tropical brutalist project? So, guys, this design is like a Rolex, basically. You are owning not just any type of property, but you are owning a property design, a brutalist design in the Pacific, in Latin America. There's just a few projects that are tropical brutalist projects within Central America and Latam that are available by the ocean. And Alberto Calleja, who is one of the best leading architects within this type of design, which basically means that you have all this polished cement structure that it is intertwined with nature, raw materials, all this polished cement, big windows, trying to get the outside in and just mixing this piece with the surrounding itself. The way that they combine it is just majestic. He's won awards for this project, mostly for his work in Mexico. He built in Puerto Escondido. He's one of the designers for most of the hotels that Hammock Hotels own. And yeah, he's won several awards, and we partnered with him for him to be our architect. So we are very, very happy with his designs. And this also adds a lot of value in the appreciation of your investment. Well, as I said before, Vervana is built, it's actually 66 acres, and it is developed in phases. We launched phase 1 on the 13th of March of 2025, and within those 9 months of launching, we were able to sell 50% of phase 1, which is 20 apartments, 1,089 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 11.22 linear meters of balcony oceanfront. We only have right now around 5 or 6 left of those apartments, which are directly on the amenities for phase one. And during that period, let's say May to December, we designed phase two, and we just launched it on the 24th of February, which was the day of our breaking ground for phase one and the signing of the agreement with Fundación Pro Ecuasuero. And the next step will be for us in May to develop phase three, then launch again in February, and do this until we finally deliver a total of 150 residencies between boutique apartments and villas. And this reserve that we have starts 12 meters above the ocean, and it elevates all the way to 80 meters above the ocean. So you can invest in an apartment now or in a phase two condo or villa, and then if your investment plan and the path that you guys are moving or feeling pull towards gets you to go higher up the mountain, then you can sell the unit, for example, that you bought, and then move higher up until you become, I don't know, king of the hill or queen of the hill, if you may. These are all our sustainability pillars. We are working directly with Fundación Pro Ecuador, as I mentioned. We're doing site of hospitality for training all of the local labor that is going to be working at the beautiful restaurant, at the lobbies, to make sure that they have prime service and also that the economic spill stays in the region. Because Chares Capital, for example, they develop these hospitality projects, but they also want to make sure that the impact that they're having in the destination where they are developing spreads within the destination. So yes, we might have a general manager coming from outside, we might have a chef coming from outside for the restaurant, but all the housekeepers, all the bartenders, all the servers, we really want them to be from the region. And we are working right now with them to make sure that all of them are trained and ready for when everything opens. We're working with Paulina Leon. She's an art curator to create an art project, through Artivism, to make sure that this is also a way to develop socially the community through art pieces. And there's going to be some art installations around the reserve. And all of our construction is EDGE certified, which is an international certification for a sustainable building. Well, we already talked about this. This is pretty much how many units we have per phase. 7 penthouses, which are all sold for phase one. And then out of the 13 condos located in the floor 2 and 1 and 2, we still have 6 units available. And then at the other side, well, I already mentioned this, so let's just get into it. We already also spoke about all of the amenities that we will have, the infinity pool, the pool and restaurant bar. There's gonna be a jacuzzi here, which we just finished designing. This I need to update Heidi and Duncan with the new renderings. So, and then in phase 2, there is going to be a second pool over here. And on this side, there's a spa. So I also have to update you guys with this when they are ready, because we're working on those as we speak. I was like, you know what? We need a pool here and we need a spa here. So I sat down with the owners. We've been walking the land for a couple of times now. And they said, like, it's a no-brainer. So definitely something to look forward for all of you interested in buying for phase 2. And as soon as I have those, I'll share them with you as well. So here we're getting a little bit into the product. All of our apartments for phase 1, as I said, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,089 square feet. Then we have for phase 2, which is pretty much where you guys can choose if you want to invest oceanfront within our phase 1. But for all of those that are really interested in appreciation, right now, because we just launched and we have a pre-construction prices, I would say go and invest in phase two, and really, really take advantage of that appreciation. Usually, when we, not usually, when we sell a first six or five within phase two, there's going to be a price increase. And then whenever we get to the 50% of units sold, which are 12 units within phase two, there's going to be a second price increase. This increase is usually around, depending on the unit, between $25,000 and $50,000. So right off the bat, before owning your unit, you are already having some appreciation available for you. So phase two, we have 4 penthouses with their own private rooftop. They are 106 square meters, 1,192 feet. They have 1 bedroom with a balcony, beautiful balcony, I'll show you later, that overlooks the Achotines Bay. And then there's one of those penthouses that has a view of the bay and of Playa Venao from the same penthouse, because it's like in the corner. So you get to see both beaches from the same unit. And they have 2 full bathrooms, a flex room in the living room, that it has its own privacy space. I'll show you later. So that if there it's a family of 4 or it's 2 friends, they can always stay here and take advantage of the layout that we have built for you, to maximize that return, or for whenever you're coming over with your family and friends, you have enough room to accommodate them. Then the condos, which are located on the first and second floor of this phase two Temple condo buildings, they are 88 square meters, 1,003 square feet, and they have the same layout as the penthouses, with the only exception that they don't have that beautiful private rooftop with a 360-degree view of the whole Azuero Peninsula, including the rolling hills and the ocean. And then on the other side, we have our villas. Our villas, which are pretty cool, very much like, I think, I mean, I don't know if it was on purpose, but they have this sort of Star Wars look and feel. I'm just gonna throw that out there, combined with a brutalist design. And I really wanted for them not to be invasive within the actual topography. So we designed them as floating docks that are like on the hillside, and then they are raised, so they are on top of the canopy of the trees. And then you have this beautiful garden like in the back with trees that are like, I don't know, 75-year-old trees, that we are not cutting those, of course. And then within that beautiful temple, that's why we call it templo, because it really does feel like a holy place. It's where we're going to build in the center the pool for phase two, and then behind that the spa. So, well, some of you, I hope that you are able to come and visit so that you can really understand and experience for yourself what I am sharing. And the one on the top, Villa Aire in Spanish, Villa Aire, that is 100 and, oh, here's feet and feet. Yes, that one is 131 square meters. That's 1,400 square feet, and it has its own private rooftop pool. I mean, rooftop, I'm sorry, not pool. And then the one at the bottom, which is Earth Villa, Villa Tierra, which means earth in Spanish. That one is 116 square meters, 1,248 square feet. Both of them have 2 bedrooms with a lock-off unit. They have private entrances, so you go in through one from one side, and then you go in through the other one through the other side. So owners never really see each other. 2.5 bathrooms, 3 balconies, and all of these units that I just mentioned to you guys are fully furnished and fully equipped, and they come turnkey for you. So you don't have to worry about anything except from coming, having fun, and getting some revenue from them. Let me see what else we got here. I think that the next slides are just going into each one. This is a close-up of the phase one. You got all the apartments here with those social areas that I was telling you about. These are some of the interior design that you will find in your unit. As I was mentioning, all of this beautiful polished cement, and then combined with the raw materials of the wood and some cultural heritage designs for the walls as well. You got floating bed, wooden base. There's an actual base here. It's just placed a little bit behind, so that way you don't see it and it looks like a floating bed. But all of them, all of the areas are directly facing the ocean, whether it's your bedroom, your guest room, or your living room. So you can really be immersed in this beautiful scene. The kitchen comes with all the appliances. So you got your, and this same interior design applies for all of our products. So whatever you see here, it is actually what you're already going to get. You got, you know, the appliances in the kitchen include the refrigerator, the dishwasher, the stove, the oven, the extractor, and the coffee machine, and of course an air fryer because everybody now needs one. But this is just a little bit of the rendering. Here's a floor plan for phase one. These are our apartments, our phase one, starting 575. They are really smartly designed because whenever you rent it out, you can rent it as a whole unit or you can rent it as two independent units. We made the second room a lock off, so it has its own private entrance, and you can either lock it and rent it separately, like one and two, or you can rent it as a whole. And this maximizes your inventory within the same unit. And as you can see, all of them are facing the ocean. You have this beautiful balcony that connects all the way except for here. It has a louver to separate, just in case two different families rent. And you know, this is pretty much your master bedroom with your ensuite bathroom. Sorry for doing all this scribbling. If somebody finds that annoying, I really want to apologize in advance. Here's, you know, your beautiful kitchen. All of the materials for the kitchen are also placed in with the finishes from Valor Development. They bring all the stone from Italy and Turkey. The same for all the product in the cabinets. This is just a little close up of you guys what already seen. You know, you're chilling here, making your breakfast, drinking your coffee, looking at the ocean. Wow. These are the bathrooms. You have your toilet area here in with a door, a glass door that is covered with this specific film that gives you privacy, and it has in the shower this niche where you can put all your toiletries and shampoos and all your creams and everything. And this allows for, you know, if it's a couple and wants to be taking a shower, one wants to be taking a shower and the other one wants to be using the toilet, then you are having that privacy for, you know, maximizing your time in the bathroom if that is something that you want. So I would say that is what I would stand out in the bathroom, and that all of our, oh, I just forgot how to say griferia in English is, but the faucets and the rain head, the shower heads, they're all Kohler. That's our partner. So they're very nice shower heads and faucets. And then for phase two, as I mentioned before, you got your condos on one side, and let me just, you got your condos over here, and then you got your villas on the other side. The forest I was mentioning is right behind, and then Playa Venao is here. So this is the building for phase one, phase two, I'm sorry, that has that beautiful view over to Venao and then over to the Achotines Bay on the other side. Out of the four, this is the one that has like a double beach view, I would say. And then this is just a little close up of those four towers. The towers have an additional social area at the ground floor, which is right here. It's a little observatory deck with a seating space so you guys can go and read your book, have a chill time, and there's a bathroom downstairs as well. So you can also just, you know, if you're writing your journaling, or you're just having a moment for yourself to disconnect, you know, outside of the apartment, you want to be close to nature, that's a space for you to do that. And then on the rooftop over here is for the private penthouse owners. They had a little deck area, and we can also throw in a pool for you on the rooftop area as well for the penthouse unit and for the Villa Aire, which is the villa on top. This is a close-up of the building. You can see how it invites the outside in through all of that beautiful open concept kitchen with that glass. There's also comes with a roller, so don't worry. It's not going to be. It's going to have a lot of privacy for you as well. But what I really want to show you here is that this building, the common area at the bottom is actually a sub level. So whenever you're going through this bridge to get to the building, you're actually arriving directly to the first floor, and then there's one more floor to get to the second, and then another one to get to the third. So it is a 3-story high building, but the second floor and the third floor are actually on the second on the first floor and in the second floor. So you don't need an elevator. That's what I'm basically saying for this one particularly. The phase one building has 2 elevators and 2 sets of stairs because of the amount of units that it has, and that is something that we need to comply with internationally and locally, but not here. Here you don't need it. Well, we already talked about these beautiful units. 2 balconies, one in the bedroom, one in the living room. I'm just gonna go directly to the floor plan. So this is what I was talking to you about. This is shaped like a Y, so it's like the letter Y, I would say. Smart design. Here you got the stairs, and then when you go in, there's the area for the master bedroom here with its own bathroom, and then you have this beautiful balcony. But this is also glass, so you might get a hint of Venao if you're not on that building, but you just won't see like the full scope of it. And then if you go over to this side, there's a door here which also offers privacy. You have your private bathroom, and then your open concept kitchen, living room with the flex room, which would be right here, basically your high-end sofa bed. And then you have your own little terrace as well, or viewing the ocean. And then in this hallway, which is like your main lobby area in the apartment, there's another enclosed space, and here you have your laundry machine. There's also a laundry machine and drying machine in the apartment on phase one. I forgot to mention that before. Then this is a beautiful view from that apartment looking over to the wave breakers in Achotines Bay. As you can see, the same design. We really have to maintain the design and the interior design of all the units because we are going to be selling, renting these units under Vervana, under a brand. And that will allow guests to be able to recognize the product and make it easier, and also to keep the integrity of the product itself, so that it is cohesive, and the maintenance is also much easier because you have one same vendor for all the couches, one same vendor for all the appliances. So that also makes it easier for you guys to get better prices for reactive and preventive maintenance and all the things that you need to upkeep your unit through time. This is just a view of the penthouse, really allowing you guys to see the little rooftop area that we have at the top. So you go out a set of stairs. There's a bathroom here on the top floor. For those of you interested, the change that you have for the pool is that it's going to be right here. And then this stair is basically just flipped. Oh, I'm going to be having some spatial intelligence breakdown. But what we do is that this stair is flipped to this side. I'm not sure if that's 90 degrees or 100. No, it's 90 degrees. Yes, it wasn't so bad. Oh, my brain almost fainted. I'm kidding. So it just flipped 90 degrees, and you go straight up to the terrace, and then you have your pool here in this space. It is a 7 square meter pool with a 1.40 depth meters. I'll get those to you if anyone is interested in detail in feet. So that's where the pool will be. And then this is just the distribution of that penthouse or that condo that looks over to Playa Venao. The only difference, as you can see, is that the balcony is on the other side, but you still have a window here. And then the layout for the open space social area is the same. Okay, now let's go into the villas. Oh, this is just one of the views from the penthouse. They have 14 feet high ceilings. So that the ceiling is, wow, it's really, really high, and that gives you just like another sense of inhabitants for yourself. And then this is a view, oh my God, from the bedroom where you can see Playa Venao. So imagine you're sitting in your house and you're in your room and you're looking at Playa Venao to the side with your little terrace. And then right here where the window is in front of the bed, then you get to see the other beach. So I don't know. I think that's like a winner, um, a winner's view, I would say. Um, then you have the villas. Here you can discover them a little bit more. I'm sorry, I have some allergies, so I'm sniffing. I'm embarrassed. Okay, so you have the villa on top that has its rooftop over here. And then what I did was that I really wanted the master bedroom to be facing the ocean. So I just pull it out of the building like a little ear, and that's what you see here. So this is the master bedroom for the one on the top, and then this is the master bedroom for the one at the earth level, the Villa Tierra one, the ground level villa. And then the ground level villa has this beautiful sun deck, canopy, observatory, ocean viewing terrace, and the air upper level villa has this amazing sun deck that you can also throw a pool in there. I will show you later. And then the guest room, it's in the back. So it's at the end of the rectangle over here. I'll show you. And what is amazing about this unit is that from the guest room, you can see this mountain, which is also part of Vervana. So you got mountain view from the guest room, for your kids, your friends, your couple friends that came to visit you, for your sister, your grandmother, whoever, your mother. And then on the other side, in your master bedroom, you see the ocean. So it's like ocean on one side, mountain in the other. It's like, wow, tropical dry forest in the Pacific. So let's talk about the one at the bottom. I already mentioned 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, fully furnished, fully equipped. It's got 2 private balconies. I mean, 3 private balconies because you got the one in the kitchen, the one in the bedroom master, and then the one in the guest room. And this is what I was telling you when I was speaking about the entrance. So here you go in through one side, and then the other villa, which you'll see in the other floor plan, this is sort of like a grayed out, goes in through the other side. So you'll never see each other. Then the guest room is in the back facing the mountain, and it has its own entrance from the garden. What does this mean? This means that this is your own lock-off unit because you can either rent the whole unit, just like the apartments, or you could rent it as one master suite with its own private bathroom and one bedroom unit with a full kitchen, a social area in the front, also maximizing your return. Um, and then you have your master bedroom, which is that little ear that I mentioned right here, overlooking the ocean with its beautiful master terrace that has its own little garden. I'll show you later. And then towards the front, with a 14-meter high ceiling, the bedrooms have 11 feet, and the social area has 14 feet, with this beautiful terrace overlooking the Pacific Ocean and the canopy of the tropical dry forest. So this is just a rendering that shows the entrance that I just showed you. You can see a little glimpse of that guest bedroom in the back. This is the beautiful view from the social area with your sun deck and the 2 day beds. And I don't know if those are day beds, but the sun chairs, I would say. I'm sorry. I have very good English, but sometimes I lose my words. And overlooking the trees, you got your TV as well if you want to watch a game or Netflix and chill, whatever you guys want. There's also access to technology with your smart TV. And then this is just a frontal view of that open concept, kitchen and den and social area. And then you can really see to the side, peeking the master bedrooms right to your right hand corner. Let me clear the drawings and move on. And this is the entrance for the guest bedroom. So beautiful access to the backyard, I would say, of phase two, the beautiful forest that you have there in the back. And then this is the upper level villa, Villa Aire. Same as the other one, but a little bit different. You go in here. This is actually a hanging bridge, you guys. Okay. And then you have this little rest area where you can come out and have your coffee in the morning if you want to. You go in the door, you go up this a set of stairs, and you arrive to the first floor. What's happening here? This is your guest bedroom, has its own private entrance, which is your lock-off. And then to your right, you have your main entrance for your master bedroom. And then if you go up one set of stairs, you arrive to your beautiful open concept kitchen area, then located with 14 high ceilings. And then through the kitchen, there's another set of stairs that gets you over here to this terrace, which is your 360 rooftop view terrace, just like the penthouses on the other side. Here, you can break this sun deck in two, and you can have a 10 square meter plunge pool right here. Well, it's not that much of a plunge pool. It's a little bit bigger than a plunge pool. And then you have your sun deck space right in front of it with your two lounge chairs. So for those of you interested in having a rooftop pool in your air villa, Villa Aire, just let us know, and I will send you also all the specifics for those. They just came in like 2 days ago, so I'm really happy to share them because they're ready to show. This is the view from the entrance from this one. As you can see, it starts to rise. So it's different from the other one, which is a little bit more ground level. That's why it's called Villa Earth. And this is your hanging bridge. Here's your resting area. You go up the stairs. This would be your main master and guest bedroom. This is the set of stairs that take you over to your beautiful open concept kitchen overlooking the Pacific. And then you go up a set of stairs more and you'll find yourself here in your rooftop. I'll show you something later that explains that better. But what I really want you guys to see, and this is something you will see throughout the design, this piece of bricks here that you see is a cultural heritage design incorporation to the project. You'll see this in the main building downstairs, you'll see it in the penthouses, and you'll see it in the villas. So you're also getting a piece of art within the unit. And this is not only for it to look pretty or to preserve the building, the local building techniques, but this also allows for there to be a lot of cross ventilation for your home. So it will keep it fresh during those hot summer days when you don't want to turn on the air conditioning, which all of the units will have. This is a view from the den area on the Villa Aire. As you can see, the balcony here is shorter because you guys have that rooftop, but it's the same concept, the same. Well, the views are actually higher. A little bit of you're the king of that hill, I would say. Then this is the guest bedroom in the back. It's located higher than the canopy of some of the canopy of the trees. And then you can see a little glimpse of that mountain, which you can see from the bottom as well. But of course, being 9 meters above the ground on this area, you have the views are completely breathtaking. This is a view from the master bedroom. This is the little garden that I told you about that you have like right next to your room, right here. Then you got your balcony overlooking the ocean right from your bed. It's just amazing. And this is a view from the rooftop. This is a rooftop without the pool, but this is pretty much the concept that you get. This is the entrance right here to your right. And then you get to see all of the reserve. And, if you're looking towards the other end, you see the mountain as well. Yes, these are just some of the phase 2 amenities on which we are just currently working for you guys into all of those designs. But you get the pool with the sun deck behind the villas that I was mentioning. You have the spa and wellness area, dedicated parking. Well, there's just like phase 1 has a parking spot. Each unit comes with one parking spot in a parking pool format. And both phases have their own private entrance. There's a jungle trail that you will be able to walk from phase 2 over to the beach club. It's just like a 3-minute or less walk. Um, and of course, that beautiful immersion in the tropical dry forest and the ocean views, which are things that you already saw. Developer and management. Well, this is just a little bit more information regarding that beautiful team that I spoke to you about. This is the property management program, which includes hotel services, concierge reservation 24/7, valet parking, 24/7 security, then marketing services, which include digital and traditional marketing. So you got all of the presence in the OTAs, the meta searchers, Instagram, the brand.com, and then you have all of your traditional, travel agencies, presence in fairs. Excuse me. And everything you need to have your unit promoted across the globe. There's maintenance services included in the property management program, which include all of the maintenance for your appliances, um, plumbing, the maintenance of the wood, of everything. And then you have a financial service package as well included, which allows you to have all of those reports regarding the expenses that your unit had monthly, what things had to be fixed, how much income you made, well, cash on cash yield during the period in time, and a team that will also be advising on how you can maximize that revenue for yourself. Well, this is pretty much a beautiful invitation from us, from Vervana, to you guys. If you're interested in coming over, checking it out, you just saw everything that I showed you. You're like, oh my God, I cannot wait to go. You're more than welcome to join us. We'll plan everything for you for your visit locally. We will recommend as well anything that you need for in Panama City. If you want assistance to go that further, we're more than happy to do so as well. And it's a 1 or 2 night visit here to Playa Venao with me. Discovery experience, site visit. We'll go eat to some really nice restaurants. We'll take a dip in the water. We'll walk over the Templo Phase 2. And for you guys too, if you are not still ready or you think you need that extra push, we are more than happy to arrange this for you. And if it's a 1 night, we'll do a $1,000 credit, which is pretty much the expenses for 2 people that are visiting. And if it's a 2 night, we will do up to $2,000 credit from those expenses. If you purchase, I believe here it says within the next, couple of days after the visit. And I know that there's also some surprises here for you guys regarding the price of the units that we currently have right now, which I think we haven't spoke about. I haven't told you anything except for one that I did mention. For everybody that jumped into this webinar. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
So
this is it. I'll jump in here, Carlos.
Thank you, Duncan.
This was a lot of back and forth to try and get this special opportunity approved for everybody that's attending the webinar today. And for anybody that you wish to share it with, we have it available for the next 2 weeks only, which is basically any unit that gets purchased from the fly and buy, from the phase 1 or 2, would automatically get a $15,000 discount for everybody that's a Punta Pacific Realty client that's on this webinar today or that watched this webinar. And additional to that, anybody that wishes to do the fly and buy, they can actually, and I see that there's a typo here, we actually got $2,500 approved for the fly and buy. And this can be either if you're flying internationally to Panama, or if you want to do the discovery experience, we will apply up to $2,500, which would get taken off your purchase price when you purchase. So that's a total buyer advantage of $17,500. Really, the way that the product has been selling and moving, we have not offered any discounts in the past. This is a very special opportunity. Took a lot to get them to agree to it, but thankfully, everybody that's on here now does have that opportunity to be able to get this special incentive. So yes, it's $2,500 credit for the fly and buy. So, and I think the next slide from here is actually our Q&A slide. If you want to go to that one.
That sounds great. Duncan, thank you so much for sharing that. And you are really one of our most amazing partners, and we are happy that because we know that all of those potential community members that come from Vervana, which you brought from Phase One, they're just so cool. Like the people that are living and purchasing in this project, you guys are the most fun crowd ever. We got people from Germany, from Nashville, from Colorado, from Montreal, Paris, Spain. Everybody is between the ages of 45 and 70 years old. This is their second, third home investment. Some of them have kids, some of them don't have kids, but they have the most amazing stories. Some of them own sailboats and have it in Spain. Some of them, are doctors. The other ones are lawyers, but they're just these people that are so looking forward to and so wanting to create this community and be in touch with themselves and nature and have fun again, aside from that cash and cash yield that you get. So you for now will be having some of the most amazing neighbors, and some of them came from Punta Pacifica Realty, and we know they are like top quality humans. So yes, thank you for sharing this limited time opportunity just for you guys, because we want more people like you to create this amazing community in Vervana. Before the Q&A, I just want to jump into this another gift that we just finished, and this is our 3D model of Vervana. So here you can really see phase one and phase two. I think most of you are like, yeah, but what are the views like? So you see Playa Venao there in the back, and this is a real time drone footage of the region. So this is actually how it looks, guys. And if we turn around and stand behind the villas, you can see all of those beautiful ocean views that you guys will have. The program doesn't let me go lower to the level of the villas, but the building is actually lower than the terrace of phase two. So the uninterrupted views to the endless Pacific and this amazing bay that we will just be talking about, it's just priceless. For everything else, there's MasterCard. I'm kidding. But here is, for example, if you want to just have like a little glimpse of phase two, you got your condos, and then there's the back road here for the private access. We have to integrate the pool and the spa, which are just like two new features that we are adding. And let's say, for example, you want to go into one of this is Air Villa. You can really see here what I was telling you of the infrastructure and how you get in. You got your 2 bedrooms, fully furnished, fully equipped. Then you go in a second floor, and you are in your beautiful, open concept area, a social area with your balcony overlooking the ocean. And then over here, you have your terrace where you can or cannot, in this beautiful 360 rooftop, add a pool. Then if we go and check out, one of the, let's say, condos to the left, you will see that, let's check out this one over here. You're going to be able to see the layout that I just showed you in the floor plan. It's way more alive. You got your bathroom and your social area with your kitchen. There is Duncan and Heidi cooking for us some nice breakfast. Then this is your master bedroom overlooking Venao with your private bathroom. That's the laundry machine in the middle and their entrance. And then if we go to phase one, you can really get a glimpse of those 6 units that we have left. Completely ocean front condos overlooking the Pacific Ocean. So if we go here to phase one and we click on the loading, we click on the link that's going to take us over to that floor plan. You will be able to see that layout that we were just talking about. You got your 2 bedrooms, you got your bathroom, your kitchen, social area, that lock off that we were talking about with your access through the hallway, and that beautiful balcony that really just like overlooks into the Pacific Ocean with uninterrupted views. There's a little hammock here, because I will tell you guys, in Panama, if you have a balcony that's overlooking the ocean, you have to have a hammock. It's just, you know, tradition. So yes, I just really wanted to show you guys this with the actual furniture and everything that we already have in place to, provide for you in your unit, that turnkey unit. And with that, I will go ahead and stop sharing and go back to the Q&A slide that Duncan was speaking about. So please, guys, go ahead. The floor is yours. Thank you for listening and for being here with me through the whole presentation.
Carlos,
thank
you're
you so
absolutely
much.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's been really good because the amount of detail that you're able to share with everybody, I think we have the least amount of questions that have been coming up because you were so detailed on every little aspect of the project. Usually we go through it and there's all kinds of things we miss out, but yeah, I think this was an amazing job. There are a few questions though, so I don't know if Heidi, you want to sort of the ones you've already answered, just read them out so that and then answer them on here so that anybody that could also be interested can hear what everybody else is asking.
Sure. Yeah, I see quite a few people are asking about getting a copy of this webinar, which absolutely we will have it sent out. I know Carlos pretty much sums everything up. So we will have those sent out probably tomorrow at the latest. So you can go over anything that you might have missed while watching it, or if you weren't able to join, of course. So we'll get that sent out. Proximity to grocery stores. Carlos
Oh my
knows.
God.
I know you want to
Yes,
answer this.
yes, that it's, oh my God. Guys, we have a Super Venao. You can actually look for it in Instagram, just like that. Super Venao, like super. It's like a Whole Foods supermarket. It's 2 minutes by car, literally 2 minutes by car from Vervana. You have all your, dairy products, charcuterie board products. There's Mediterranean options for you. You got all your cheeses from, Gouda, Gouda, Havarti, beer, meats, the fresh meats that I told you they have at the restaurants. You have them there. All your wine selection, all your tequilas, like 1800 Cristalino, Maestro Dobel, whiskey, rum, toiletries, toilet paper. It's filled with everything you need. You don't need to bring anything from Panama. Sunscreen, everything. And it's new and it's cute. And there's also a freshly baked section of freshly baked breads, sourdough, and just regular for those that are trying to be a little bit more on the sourdough side. So yeah, everything. Yeah, it's really close and it's got everything for you.
Thanks, Carlos. I knew you wanted to answer that. So you know where the grocery stores are? I just got a question. Are there crocodiles? I can answer. I've seen crocodiles here in the city. There was one actually that was in my kids at the school in the soccer field. I have never heard of an incident or something happening to anybody with crocodiles. There's a golf course where you'll see the crocodiles. So Carlos, what do you know about crocodiles in this area?
So crocodiles are usually in places that are close to rivers. If they end up in the ocean, in by some sorts, and there are no rivers that are pouring into Vervana, so you won't see crocodiles in the Vervana beach at all.
It's always good to know.
Yeah,
No crocs,
definitely.
no crocs.
Yeah, and as far as animals, I know somebody had commented asking, obviously you see this amazing jungle atmosphere. People think there are jungle animals. I know there's monkeys, there's plenty of birds. Any animals that would present a threat was one of the questions, but not
You
from my
will
experience.
see howler monkeys, brownback spider monkeys, capuchin monkeys. You got macaws, you got deer, you have antlers. Antlers, no, but the ones with the,
Antelope?
no, not antelope, but the one that eats ants. The
Anteaters.
anteaters,
Anteater.
sloths, and there's usually you would see like non-venomous, like small spiders or things like that, but all of the units are going to be upkeep with fumigation, with natural types of pesticides, and there are not really any fatal venomous snakes in Panama, like as a whole. There is like two or three types of venomous snakes, but you don't see them really where there is development. They're like deep in the jungle, and they all are not. They're all none of them are fatal. You The only time I've seen a snake here, it was a very small boa, and those don't are not venomous. They're just constrictors. But really, snakes are more scared of you than you are of them. And we don't kill any of those things. We usually call the Ministry of Environment if there's a case, and they take them away. But I would say there's nothing for you guys to worry about within the tropical dry forest where the property is located.
Yeah,
Exactly.
thanks, Carlos. I see John has a question about, and I know the answer is yes, Carlos, you can probably go into more detail. Will there be a well system for fresh water?
Oh, that's a great question. We have 3 water wells on property, and we also have our own water treatment plant. All of this approved by the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Health, and we got all the permits, construction permits. We also have a power generator in case there's a power outage that will provide electricity for the whole project. So yes, we have our own water supply.
Oh,
Excellent.
okay, yeah, and the HOA fee for the property, I see Zach is asking, we do have a set HOA fee per square meter, so it depends. What you pay will depend on the size of your
Yeah.
units.
So it is a $3.55 dollar per square meter, 0.33 cents per square feet. It ends up being between 360 and maybe 390, 400, 415, depending on the size of the unit. But they all include the same: is the upkeeping of the common areas, the administration of the HOA, the elevators. There's no elevators in phase 2, but those elevators take you to the gym and to the signature dining restaurant, which are all part of the amenities for everybody to use. All of the gardening, the upkeeping of the internal roads, the jungle trail, the security officer. So those are just the basic things that the HOA covers, and also the upkeeping of the outside of all the units. Because the facade does have to be, even though it's polished cement and this type of design and construction, which is such a great design and construction because it saves you money from having to paint every 2 years or every certain amount of time, because polished cement and concrete really just gets a lot of character through time. So it ends up being like this piece of art, like just like immersed with nature, that you really, unless you're freaking out about it
Hey,
not looking
guys,
at the beginning.
I'm going to jump in here, Carlos, because we've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes
Oh,
now.
sorry.
I know that most people have other plans for their Saturday afternoons. We've shared a lot of information with everybody. We will be sharing the webinar link with everybody that attended. If you want to watch it again, if you want to watch it with a friend, a family member, and any additional questions that you have, you can see all of Heidi's contact informations right on the screen. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It's been wonderful being able to share a Saturday morning with you, and have a wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, I see there are
Thank
still
you.
questions unanswered, but I'll get back to all of you with the answers to your questions. So thank you all for
Perfect.
joining,
All right.
and I look
Thank
forward
you,
to
guys.
speaking with you all.
All right.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you. There is a pharmacy. I saw a question. Yes, there is one. But that's it. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.